Hey YouTube fragrance family, welcome to another Robes 08 fragrance review. Today is on the house of Armani and their coffee-based fragrance called Attitude. Let's get to it. Attitude hit the shelves in 2007. From my sources, it has been discontinued just like the Extreme version. However, the Armani USA website hints of it being available. However, you cannot purchase it on their website. Bottle sizes are 1 ounce, 1.7, and 2.5 ounce bottles. Concentration is eau de toilette. It does have a flanker available that is called Extreme, which has also been discontinued. Pricing can be a factor when looking into purchasing Attitude, now going for approximately $50 to $200 on eBay. Most of them are around the $150 mark, so I'm going to sell my bottle after this video. Just kidding. But it is getting harder to find. All right, guys, let's take a look at the bottle and the box presentation. As the box, you can see very flashy. It says Attitude, Giorgio Armani. I got the 75 ml bottle. It says eau de toilette there. It has that kind of groove that it has on the bottle here. It does say Giorgio Armani at the top here, as you can see. It's embossed too. You can touch it. On the side, we have the barcode. We got some more information back here, and then some at the bottom here, and that's it. The bottle itself, let's take a look at her. Again, it has like almost like a, I think they're trying to see that it looks like a tuxedo kind of design. At the bottom, you got the code here in white. It is a hinge type. It almost looks like a cigarette lighter. It says Giorgio Armani at the top. The hinge here is something to be very careful with. A lot of people may break it. I've seen a lot of these bottles when they first release this. It's very finicky, so it just stops here, and that's where you should stop it. The atomizer, yeah, it's decent. Look at that. Pretty decent. And then it closes like that. Pretty straightforward, guys. Nice presentation of a bottle. The noses behind Armani Attitude is a three-headed monster, guys. If you watch fragrance reviews on YouTube, you are going to recognize every single one of these. They are all-star perfumiers in our game. Annick Monardo, Alberto Morales, and Olivier Cresp. All three have worked with Armani in the past separately. When I take a look at a fragrance, I always take a look at how many noses were attached to the fragrance. Why? Because if it's one, it means things went smoothly. If there's three, 2 to 3 or more, it probably means there was problems. Not all the times, but sometimes that's what happens. And we got 3 big names to attach to this fragrance. I would say 3 of the best noses in the game separately. So let's see what we get with Attitude. Attitude never received the attention that many others from the house have received, namely Code and Acquadigio. I would put Attitude in the forgettable category with Armani Mania and Armani Diamonds. Those are fragrances that really don't get the press. I believe there's only 3 or 4 fragrance reviews on YouTube on Attitude, and all actually a few years old. So it's nice to actually have a new fragrance review on a fragrance that maybe has been forgotten by our YouTube fragrance community. So let's put a little spotlight on this one and see why this has not received any love. Now let's take a look at the notes. At the top, we got lemon and coffee. What a strange combo to put together. We'll see if that works. In the mid, we got cardamom and lavender. And in the base, we got cedar, patchouli, puppadax, and amber. So the major notes to my nose. Coffee, this is a coffee-based scent. Patchouli, coffee and patchouli, they go well together. Lavender also. And cardamom. Group, this is an oriental fougere. How many sprays and where? I go 1 on the chest, just right about here. 2 on the neck, blam, blam. And then 2 on the arms, right here. Why not? Let's go. That is my set sprays. Now from top to bottom, let's sniff out Attitude. I'm going to let you guys know what I get from this fragrance. From top to bottom, atomizer's pretty decent here. So you could already, I could already smell that weird, I wouldn't say weird, but that combo of citrus and that coffee blast that's coming through. So yeah, the first blast of Attitude is lemons. You can't miss it. Lemons is going to be your central theme in the first couple minutes of this fragrance. The lemons are well done. If you deconstruct Attitude and you just start focusing on the lemons in the introduction, they are very well done. They're juicy, uplifting. That's what I'm looking for, citrus. You know, nothing pledge-like or cleaner-like. I want something more of a cut lemon, and this does it. After approximately 1-2 minutes, the coffee punches you in the face, telling you it's there. And really, right when I sprayed this on my hand, I could start smelling that pungent coffee there. What a surprise and a pleasant one to tell you at that. Sharp lemon versus that coffee opening to my nose truly surprised me as a blend. I really didn't want to give it a chance. I was like, I don't think that's going to work. But it did. I really thought it wasn't going to work, and it did. The coffee starts taking over and is complemented by a splash of lemon for a large part of this introduction. So the lemon has a slow death, so it continues to flow. However, it's not really a secondary note. It's more in the background. It complements it. It's just a small splash of it after the first few minutes. Now to the coffee note. I want to describe the coffee note a little more for you guys. It's more of a black coffee. Less gourmand. The coffee's very synthetic in this fragrance, and I'm going to be quite honest with you guys, it doesn't have that full richness to it. It reminds me of the same use of coffee in Pure Coffee by Mugler. The lavender starts peeking through and is the next note I detect and takes over the lemon. Once the lemon kind of dries out, you're going to have more lavender and coffee combo than lemon, and it will keep that freshness alive in this fragrance. Just a different kind of freshness. Instead of a citrus, it's going to be more of a floral note. Now more into the dry down of Attitude. Once this dries down, Attitude shows its real identity as being a darker scent. Finally, it was almost uncanny to see the same coffee patchouli combo that takes over this dry down, kind of like Pure Coffee. I was like Mugler-esque. It really does remind me of Pure Coffee from Mugler. Again, not the same facets, but that patchouli and coffee, same. Now the lavender helps to depth, is a welcome addition to this kind of blend. The cardamom gives it a great spicy kick. The patchouli is a dominant note in this dry down, which goes from secondary note to a primary note in Attitude. At this point, the coffee note, just like its Mugler counterpart, gives off almost a chocolate-like feeling. This paired with the amber, which gives the scent more of a sweet feeling. Attitude is starting to turn into a semi-sweet, semi-gourmand, very dry, woody patchouli combo. This has a great mix of darker notes with fresh notes. Lemon and lavender, of course, for the freshness. The base has a slight sweetness to it. However, it's not that sweet of a fragrance. The drier notes are pretty much primary in this fragrance. The cedar is apparent throughout the scent, however, isn't very dominant as cedar is usually. Overall, the blend can be a little off-putting in Attitude, I'll give it that, and it won't be for everyone. It has its high points and its low points. As far as the fragrance world and Armani Attitude, its place in our fragrance world, and the reason why Attitude was axed by Armani, it's pretty straightforward, guys. It's a good scent, yes. However, there's many more scents like this that can do much better. Case in point, just look at the Mugler house and Amen. Amen just gives you much more than an Armani Attitude. You can even look at Pure Coffee against this particular fragrance, and Pure Coffee would win. Attitude's first drawback, and I'm going to talk about this later in the review, is its weakness on the skin. That is one huge drawback in this kind of presentation. As far as this kind of scent, you kind of do want it to have a little bit of push to it. I kind of dubbed this, when I was reviewing this, I dubbed it a Diet Amen Pure Coffee. It has some confusing aspects to it. It's hardly a gourmand fragrance. The coffee note, which it's based upon, is actually subpar. The longevity and projection is weak for a scent for the evening. The fresh notes, which should have been more of an afterthought in this scent, with a scent like this, were more than dominant. Nothing truly jumps out as being excellent in this fragrance. Now, why would you hate it? Coffee-based scents, if you don't like them, this is not for you. Patchouli is going to hit you in this fragrance. If you don't like patchouli, it's going to hit you in the blend. The blend is, I would say, a little rough around the edges. Now, why would you love it? It is something different from Armani. When I'm looking at Armani as a collective, Attitude does stand out as far as their whole collection. My recommended age for this fragrance, this can go teens and up again, just because it's not really readily available and the pricing is going up and up and up. Teens probably won't go trying to search this on eBay. Reminds people of what? Which kind of fragrances? Angel Men, Polo Double Black, Givenchy's Play Intense, Amen Pure Coffee, Givenchy Very Irresistible. So again, I could have go on and on. There is particular fragrance that are now on the market, readily available. Case in point, Play Intense by Givenchy. Easy enough, can replace what this did on your skin. Awards on my channel. Attitude never really made a top 20 or top 10 list on my channel. Best time to wear it? It would have to be nighttime. This is an evening type set for me. Daytime, yes. For dates, this would work very well. Seasons, this would be mostly fall-based scent. Winter, loosely, just because it doesn't really project that much. Spring and summer nights, this works like a charm. That is, basically, it's bread and butter. Spring and summer nights, when it's a little cooler out, this works very well on my skin. Now, is it for you? Now, the development on this fragrance, is it linear, average, or complex? It's fairly average. Attitude has... it has that development. Once that lemon kind of squares off and the lavender comes in, and then the lavender kind of takes a back seat and patchouli comes up. So it has some development to it. I wouldn't say that it's a complex scent. Work appropriate? No. I wouldn't dub this a work appropriate scent. Price, is it justified? Not online, no. If you're looking at $150 per bottle, it's not worth it. Stick to the Armanis that are available, or that list of fragrances that I said in this review that remind me of this fragrance. Person it's for, is it for a collector or an everyday man? Now it's more for the collector out there, somebody that wants to fill out their Armani collection, or somebody that's looking for these kind of coffee-based scents. They may splurge and try to get this fragrance online. Is it signature scent worthy? It could be, but it's a stretch. I live in Canada, which obviously it's mostly cool than warm, so this kind of scent would work very well. It could be, but it's very much a stretch as far as being a signature scent worthy. Now let's get into the rating system. Projection and longevity. Now, both of these categories, it's going to get hit hard. Projection, 4 bottles out of 10. It is a light scent. Very average, almost below average. For this kind of scent, I want some oomph. It didn't give it to me. Longevity, 6 bottles out of 10. Again, a little light, 5 to 8 hours. You don't hit my V. Sometimes you do, you get into it, but most of the time you're a little weak. So longevity and projection, not good. Compliment factor, good. 8 bottles out of 10. Yes, above average. It did garner compliments, some positive, some very positive ones. So the compliment factor is there, this fragrance, 8 out of 10. Uniqueness, 6 bottles out of 10. Now, the lemon and coffee combo in the introduction is very unique. I haven't seen something like that. I haven't smelled something like that. Patchouli and coffee is not. That is something that is very straightforward in the men's game. There is quite a bit of patchouli and coffee-based scent out there. So uniqueness, 6 bottles out of 10. Pricing versus what you get. This is very low just because we don't have the retail pricing anymore. So it's 3 bottles out of 10 at $150, give or take on eBay. It's not worth it. Versatility, 6 bottles out of 10. Best for nights out. Smell, 7 bottles out of 10. The smell honestly warmed up to me in the last part of testing. Again, my testing can vary from, almost a year to 2 years of testing on one particular fragrance in different seasons. So as far as testing goes, I enjoyed it more in the late run of my testing than the initial run. The initial run, I really didn't, and you could take a look. I wish you guys could see all my notes as far as the first wearing, the first like 10 or 12 wearings, right up to the end around, depending on how many wearings I do. Sometimes I go right up to 50 to 60 wearings, depending. So on this one, on the tail end, it was actually getting better and better as far as the smell goes. I started liking it more. So overall, that goes to a 7. So a solid score, a good scent from Armani. However, it's getting priced out as being worth it. So overall, unfortunately, if you had that Armani pricing and it would be online for like maybe $50, then this would be worth it. Now that goes to buy, try, or pass. Armani Attitude had a subpar review today with me. I would caution as this being a pass, guys. And I'm going to give you guys my reason why. An honest pass from me. Why? I looked at the good, the bad about this fragrance, and my final take on it. And it's just not worth paying $100 or more for this kind of scent. It just isn't. And that's my honest opinion. Is it a good scent? Yes. Is it great? No. So as far as a buy, try, or pass, that's where I go. Is it readily available for the pricing? what can I get for the $150 they're asking? And it's just going to keep going up. Once this video is on YouTube, the price is just going to keep going up, and up. So is it worth it? No, I don't think so. I really think that this would be, it would be highly a try if it was readily available at, let's say, $50 retail. But that's not the truth anymore. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the review. Let me know, let us know in the comments below if you smelt Attitude. I'd like to hear your take. We haven't heard about this fragrance on YouTube for years, so I'd love to hear some updated feedback on this fragrance. So guys, thank you for watching. Have a good one.